answer to existing societies is the history of class struggles. That is the first line of a German language pamphlet coming out of London that the mainstream media does not want you to know about. This communist manifesto is a shot across the bow of the fat cat bourgeoisie who rule on the backs of your labor. Comrades, now is the time to seize the means of production.
I just have one thing to say. Hang on here.
In the immediate aftermath of 9/11, we did some things that were wrong. We did a whole lot of things that were right.
We're keeping the oil. We have the oil. The oil is secure.
Thank you for making it happen.
Tic-tac-toe. A winner.
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. You put him in
Goat's milk latte drinking, avocado toast
They're eating the dogs. The people that came in, they're eating the cats.
To do everything they can to stop these terrorist killers. Thank you. Now watch it drive.
America's dead.
It is super dad.
Stop.
It is.
It's time to stop, okay? No more.
I didn't play that. Did you play that?
Are you gaslighting me right now?
No, I swear to God. I was playing around with the sound bites during the intro, and it just doesn't work anymore for some reason.
Really?
The
sound bites
no
just
more
don't work?
no more Leroy Jenkins beat drops.
Really? So the sound bites don't just go like I'm a
pedophile.
They don't go like that? They don't go
Not during the intro, at least.
Really?
Sometimes they go like
I'm a pedophile.
But then it's
no. Well, I don't think I didn't even hear that really, which makes no sense because
I'm
I'm a pedophile. But no, that sucks.
Say something like that.
That sucks, but I'm gonna be honest, it might be for the best. It might be for the best because you and I go a little cat sandwich.
This needs to stop. It's time to stop.
Yeah. We go a little bananas, as the kids say, when it comes to the soundboard on the intro. Although I will say that one Leroy Jenkins was perfectly timed, and I will never be able to do it again. That's just how the rules of the universe work, everybody. Anyway, welcome, one and all. Hey, everybody. How is it going? This is Prolepilled. Thank you for joining us on this capitalistic Monday. I'd like to remind everybody you do not hate Mondays. You only hate...
Isn't every Monday capitalistic?
Pretty much. Because it's when you go back to wage slaving after your state-sanctioned 2 days off from wage slaving. So there's that. We got a pretty...
Yeah, there's a packed show tonight. I got a long article to get to, so let's just jump right into it.
Let's get into it. We got a lot to cover.
I really did want to get this out of the way.
But first, just 1 second. Want to give a shout out to our beautiful people in the chat. What is going on, CBC voter? I would love to compare our trips to Cuba. It was the best trip of my life. Goddamn. What is going on, Street Cat Munchies? I agree. Front row seat. Bill being the homie here. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's
one of our
up?
biggest fans. He's a occasional host as well. He's a good guy.
Yep. Yeah.
He's really killing it recently. They're doing adding a lot of good stuff.
Oh yeah, I checked out Titan Skull's live show. It was fucking dope. I'm always gonna be jealous that I can't hit that high. Like I can't hit notes
like
that
the
high.
Rob Halford scream. Yeah.
Yeah, like I wanted to do that since I was a kid, and all I get is like this shitty fucking mid voice. I want to be Dio, damn it. Holy diver!
I've wanted to know how to do like the death metal scream for a while, but ever since middle school I couldn't do it. I just can't do it. It just sounds raspy and garbage.
Oh, I got those covered.
Like, I can't do it. I just can't.
The thing is, if you're Scandinavian, that is actually a like starting trait on your character collection selection screen.
Yeah, it's like an inherent.
Yeah, you get plus 20 cold resist, and it's called shout or thuum, I suppose. But some of them are cool. Some of the death metal screams, like they can knock you back, they can stop time. They're really cool. I haven't mastered those, but I hear they're good. Anyway, let's hold on. Let's get into it. Let's get into the show.
So I really wanted this is really, because it seems like we just completely forgot about 9/11, and I don't even mean this ironically. We just completely forgot about 9/11 collectively as a country. Because now we're just like literally hosting them in the White House, which is quite insane. Let me share it on this scene instead, because I don't like that one.
Do you not like that?
Yeah, I do like it. Here, I don't know why this is so fucked up. Why is this like this? Actual Al Qaeda terrorists in the White House today. And it's really funny how all these Zios that are fucking screaming about 9/11, never forget, never forget, because New York had the gall to elect a Muslim mayor. Meanwhile, Trump is pounding around in Club Al Qaeda. He's got an actual terrorist in the White House now. Just sitting right there. It almost feels like a slap in the face. But
well, it's kind of transparent if you think about it, because they're basically signaling what is actual opposition and what is controlled. And that's kind of an admission in and of itself. Because it's like, okay, well,
no, they know. They all openly acknowledge it. And they say shit like this on live television for everyone to hear, and it just gets passed, and it just flies through everyone's ears.
Has President Trump discussed with you your own past affiliation with Al-Qaeda terrorism?
I think this is a matter of the past. Now, we did not.
It's in the past. That's what we're doing.
President Trump.
It's in the past. Relax, guys. It's in the past.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what? October 7th in the past. How about that? Let's do that then. Stop blowing up.
It's in the past. Just forget about it. Yeah, Trump likes it.
Very good. Young, attractive guy, tough guy. You know, strong pass. Very strong pass. Fighter.
You mean like Al Qaeda, like chopping children's heads off, kind of pass?
Yo,
it's very strong.
I'm gonna be.
It's very strong.
Real talk. Trump is so fucking zesty. He's got some serious like bi energy going on. I know he's probably asexual.
I've seen the gay Trump TikToks. It's pretty funny.
Yeah,
he definitely fools around with the other side. I'm pretty sure.
I have a psychological explanation for that though. Real quick, it's because people with narcissistic personality disorder, they don't actually have a sense of self. What they do is they create like a facade, because the sense of self is essentially just shame. That's all within a narcissist. At its core, it's shame in everything you actually are. So to compensate, you create this like construct. You create this, and that you've seen that with Trump. I'm the best businessman, even though my daddy has to bail me out, and I'm like really good at all these different things, even though kind of when you look behind the curtain, it's kind of like scuffed. Every narcissist is like that. They create like this illusion, this like giant facade of a creature that isn't actually them. And so when you don't have any real identity, when you don't really have any actual central core, you're basically just into whatever suits the construct. Which is why you see so much, like sexual fluidity with cluster B personality types. It's because they have a very weak core identity structure. Anyway, thank you for coming to my TED Talk, and we will proceed with the show now.
I just think all Republicans are secretly gay.
I think they all are.
Includes
Yes.
Lindsey Graham and Mike Johnson. That goes back to the Roy Cohn days. Then they have like this like weird like Catholic guilt where they feel like they need to convert. Then you have the Milos of the world who like feel like, what I just said basically.
Do you think Charlie Kirk was gay? Because he sure is good at gaping.
I don't know. All I know is that he's sitting in a massive cock chair right now.
I just said that. Okay. Let's.
I know
let's
he's
keep
sitting in a
going.
massive cock chair.
Yeah, the ultimate cup chair.
He calls him over. He calls over his bitch for a little kiss.
Where's
Erica?
So
Where's Erica? Right in front of the cameras. Let's get it. Oh,
Jesus
sorry,
Christ,
Charlie.
I didn't know you were going to put Erica Kirk in here. I should have titled the stream.
I didn't either. You shouldn't have said anything about it. But we shouldn't have talked about gay Republicans.
It's okay. I'll edit the stream now.
Okay.
I'll edit it right now.
Listen, guys, it's
Erica Kirk.
Oh yeah, you should have added it into the title.
Yeah, I should add it in the title. Just Erica Kirk in all
Erica
caps.
Kirk
No context. No context whatsoever.
Erica Kirk.
Erica Kirk. Yeah, exactly.
So Trump really likes it's really incredible. We have Erica Kirk, Al Qaeda, and ISIS all in the same room on the same day, and the new ambassador to India, all in the same day. We're just getting crack. It's amazing. It's really incredible. But this is what Trump usually has to say about Mr. Al Qaeda. I chop off children's heads. Shara.
I can't hear anything.
You can't hear anything at all?
No, all I hear
I'm
is
a pedophile.
That's all I hear.
You hear anything now?
No, now he's just saying
America's dead.
That's all he's saying. And that's obviously
Not good. Believe me, not good.
not good.
But you seriously don't hear anything?
I don't hear anything.
Okay, I have to like fucking unshare this now and like replace it. Motherfucker.
Did you? I hope they didn't upload a clip with no sound. That would be very embarrassing. Although nobody watches.
I hear it. I hear it.
They just read the headline and they look at the video and they're like,
I don't even like watch it all the time.
Leader can do it.
there we go.
And people said he's had a rough past. We've all had rough pasts.
Left this audio, everybody.
And
Left this
if you
audio.
didn't have a rough past, you wouldn't have a chance. He gets along very well with Turkey.
He's got everyone has a rough past though. Everyone is just in Al Qaeda.
I mean, I'll definitely agree to that. I have a past full of rough behavior. So
like everyone just commits mass murder of religious sects in their country. It's like it's a rough past. What are you gonna do? Even crazier, they reference 9/11 directly. If we circle back 20 years, they were saying that Al Qaeda are the people who did the job. Now that's not 100% the case, but that is the mainstream narrative, right? That Al Qaeda committed 9/11 via, Saddam Hussein, whatever. And now we have an actual Al Qaeda terrorist who is just getting these cozy little interviews, getting warm, cozying up to the president in the Oval Office, and having all these ISIS and Al Qaeda commanders just chilling, talking about how we can take the sanctions off.
Do you, Mr. President?
Which the sanctions were there for a reason in the first place. Not all good, but not all good reasons, but they were there for a reason.
Do you, Mr. President, have regrets that Al-Qaeda carried out those attacks that killed 3,000 Americans?
I was only 19 years old, so I was a very young person, and it didn't have any decision-making power at that time, and I don't have anything to do with it. And Al-Qaeda was not present right then in my area. So you're speaking to the wrong person about this subject. We mourn for every civilian that got killed, and we know that people suffer from the war, especially civilians who pay the price, a hefty price for the war.
Do you?
So I'm just saying, if you have to go on live television and explain yourself saying, I didn't do 9/11, like maybe you shouldn't be involved this close with the president. I don't know.
Yeah.
Is that is that like a hard thing to ask for?
No, but we live in the bad timeline. That's the problem.
Okay.
That's the problem. We live in the bad timeline. In the good timeline, the USSR would have won, and we would all be in space by now. We'd all be in space by now, and we wouldn't be like at this point where the American government is like, you know what, we support it. Like that whole starving kids in Gaza was a good idea. Let's just do that to Americans. Let's just fuck the SNAP thing up completely. Yeah, let's just starve them all. Let's just starve everybody. That's where America's at right now. We're starving everybody. And don't be surprised if at some point they're like,
starve children in Gaza, cut SNAP benefits at home, cut food stamps here. Oh, and by the way, my healthcare is going to triple, probably double. I know you don't care because you're Canadian, but this bill,
well, no,
once they cut.
No, keep going.
They're going to cut the ACA subsidies. That's what they're trying to do. Basically, to give a quick rundown, the government reopened recently, just last night, and this is a battle over healthcare between Republicans and Democrats, and they managed to get 8 Democrats who are not up for re-election, including John Fetterman, to help reopen the government with 0 concessions. And so now everyone's health care by 2026 is going to be gutted to the extreme. I'm talking millions of people. I'm talking hundreds of thousands of dollars. People are going to die. A lot of people are going to die unless they fix this, unless the states step in to fix this. A lot of people are going to die. Me, myself, I'm going to be suffering from a double to triple healthcare costs now because of this fucking administration. This is the most abhorrent administration I've lived through in a long time. It's way worse than Trump won. The Trump
it always gets worse, though, right?
Yeah,
it's just been like this is what people need to understand. Okay, the reason why it was so much better under X administration, works so well with Western countries, is because it's just fucking been one of these. Okay, it's just been one of these. So you can say up here in Canada, for example, oh, so much better under Harper than Trudeau. Well, yeah, because it's been fucking one of these. And if it makes you feel any better, Mark's Carlney up here has been doing everything he can to, he's doing cuts to social services, cuts across the board, balance the budget, whatever the fuck that means. It never means anything. You're the state. You call the shots. But
it just Trump is such probably the most popular Republican figure in the last 30-40 years that they can just let all of this gutting happen, and it doesn't really matter because they're going to still have the sycophantic supporters coming out and being like, they're giving the healthcare to the illegals. Meanwhile, it's just regular everyday people.
Yeah. And that's that's always been the go-to, right? It's always illegals or trans people or insert marginalized group here. And that's who they blame for your shitty material conditions, as opposed to the the massive monster of capital that is the actual reason, because your entire government is completely overthrown.
It doesn't matter if Bernie didn't cave. They're not doing anything. Democrats are feckless, weak motherfuckers who won't do shit for you. And you know what? They want your healthcare gutted too. They also want your healthcare gutted because they don't give a fuck. If they gave a fuck, there's a million other things they could do before this. The only reason they reopened the government is because now they're threatening to eliminate the filibuster. And so they shat their pants and they're like, fuck, okay, fine, we'll give them a bone. They never had power, really much power to begin with, but
yeah. Here's the thing, like, whether or not you think Bernie sold out or didn't sell out or whatever, the bigger issue is that Bernie Sanders is powerless. So it doesn't matter what he might want to do in his deepest of hearts. The system is rigged. The game is fucking rigged. It's always been rigged. That's what people need to get in their fucking heads. Doesn't matter if there's a million AOCs or Bernie Sanders, or if you're on the right, MTGs or Matt Gaetz's or all these Thomas Massey's, all these people who are like, I don't like the thing the government's doing, and everyone's like, yay. Okay, well, great. What the fuck are you gonna do about it? And the reason why these people exist is it's to give an illusion that there's someone in this corrupt administration fighting for you. During Biden admin, that was AOC, that was Bernie Sanders, that was all these, the squad who sat there and went, you know what? No, like, we're working tirelessly to get it better. We're working tirelessly for a ceasefire. And now here in the Trump administration, you see the same with these Massies, these MTG figures who are like, you know what? No, like, we need to go this direction. They're just gonna sit there and say shit while the empire continues to collapse, and they're planning on rebirthing it, reincarnating it into a phoenix that is going to imprison all of us.
Nice, Bill. There's things Bernie can do. He could pass a resolution. He could introduce a bill. He could pressure other Democrats to do something. Yeah, if he actually cared, he would fight harder.
He could bite.
Let's get on to the next segment. So
he could just bite people.
He could just start shooting up Congress, honestly,
or just bite people. He could just act like a T-Rex and just fucking bite them. It might work. Can you imagine the average Democrat if he was faced with a Bernie Sanders that was like T-Rex mode and just biting him? That might work. These people are a million years old, and the ones who aren't a million years old, they've been lobotomized by AIPAC already. So that might be a good strategy.
So this is sort of old news, but you might have already been aware of this new Trump ballroom that they're planning to add that will cost $300 million, up from $50 million, by the way. He originally said $50 million. Then it became $350 million. Now they're saying they have $350 million to pay for it. They're demolishing the East Wing as we speak.
There's a relative. Nobody's actually seen anything quite like it. I think it'll be one of the great ballrooms anywhere in the world. It's about $300 million. It's set to do many, many things, including meetings of foreign leaders, including the honoring of foreign leaders. You can see this. This is a plan. If it's got tables so that you honor.
It's got tables.
Foreign leader. We have a proper space. Right now, we have a space that with tables holds about 79 people.
So who's paying for this? Who's exactly paying for this? $300 million. A list including the Adelson family, rabid pro-Zionist, who we've covered before. Howard Lutnick, who we've covered before.
Oh, of course.
Now, this name points out to me. I just wanted to go over this briefly. The Laura and Isaac Perlmutter Foundation. Do you see how it all comes together now? Because what's happening here is that we're having a coalition of pro-Zionist billionaires. Most of them are actually Israeli.
I mean, is there an anti-Zionist billionaire? The answer is no.
No.
There's not one anti-Zionist billionaire, because they realize in order to become a billionaire, you have to support the greatest ally military base in the Middle East, because that is a central vector. If you've played Civ games, a central vector of resources.
Yeah, and this is Isaac Perlmutter, by the way. So he's the CEO of Marvel, also Toy Biz. He was born to a Jewish family in mandatory. He served in the IDF during the 6-Day War.
Oh, that's too good. That's too perfect.
And if you remember,
that's too fucking good.
The puzzle pieces just fit together way too well. So he's the CEO of Marvel Entertainment. Meanwhile, Elon Musk, another technocrat. Okay, but
who would win though?
In a fight?
Yeah, between Batman and Iron Man, because it's basically two rich people, but one of them's like his own cop, but the other one's, I guess, like his own cop too. I guess they're kind of like the same machination. If you think about it, Batman and Iron Man kind of serve the same like propagandistic like end goal of like, you know, we should just listen to like really rich people and let them police us and like make their own rules because they're smart and you're not smart. Even though Bruce Wayne, like himself, he did nothing but just inherit a fortune because his parents got killed, and then he somehow became like this mastermind. Fuck, man. Comic books are such propaganda, and I feel like they always have been. But that is an
Marvel's literally like a propaganda outlet. They have a literally fucking Israeli superhero, like named after the Sabra and the Sabra massacres.
They also butchered the stories of my people, which I will never forgive them for. But I digress.
Yeah. Which, you know, I kind of like superheroes, which is a shame. So. But Ellison, Musk, Perlmutter, these people are all involved together. Do you see the puzzle pieces fitting in perfectly? And now they're heading to buy TikTok. These are propagandists. Larry Ellison's also an Iron Man too, by the way. Just watch this. Just watch this. This is incredible.
At Trump's Halloween.
It just seems too perfect.
I was looking at Trump's Halloween party this past weekend, and who was that?
Who was that?
Remember when Trump said the ballroom was coming out of his own pocket? Well, the #1 funder is Isaac Perlmutter, an Israeli-American businessman who has been close friends with Trump for decades. They're both members of Mar-a-Lago, and they're both billionaires, of course. Isaac, or Ike, is a former IDF soldier who fought in the 1967 Six Days War.
Okay.
Ike was the head of Marvel Entertainment for decades and has funded Trump's campaign for office in 2016, 2020, and 2024. Ike is the biggest donor towards transgender surgical research in the world. Ike and his wife offered to pay any transgender surgical costs that weren't covered by insurance for any Disney employee. Who out-donated Ike for Trump's 2024 election? Elon Musk, of course. Here's Elon and Ike at Trump's inauguration. Now, this isn't the first time they've met, of course. Elon Musk was in Iron Man 2, if you remember. Him and Ike go way back.
This is so fucking weird, man. This is so weird. This is so
quite
fucking
strange.
weird.
Quite strange how it's a big club, and be glad that you're not.
I trust him to comment anti-Semitism in the ballroom. God damn.
That's good. We don't need anti-Semitism in the ballroom.
Yeah, we gotta he's oh no. He's trying to trans the Goofy.
Yeah, the transgender stuff is just a coincidence. Don't even. Don't even bother.
It just like the
transhumanism, the brain chips, the medical and invasive surgeries, they have nothing to do with each other. Trust me.
I love how they just co-opted people with gender dysphoria who have existed since the beginning of time, and they were like, how can we make like an insane amount of fucking money off this?
Yeah, that's the main problem with
we're just gonna grift. We're gonna make this the biggest fucking grift on earth. And then they did it.
And I actually have a lot of trans friends. It's like saying I have black friends, but like I have nothing against the transgender movement or whatever. It's not about that. It's about the transhumanist agenda that they are playing this off of.
Yeah, they always do this. They take like a movement, and they're like, let's start attaching stuff, and then they just promote it until it becomes mainstream. This happens every fucking time. Just like during COVID, when they developed a vaccine, they were like, oh, now we need mandates. Now we need all these other things. And they were secretly building the framework for like a digital ID thing. It had nothing to do with COVID. They just took another event and they're like, how can this advance our ends? And if you understand Machiavellianism as a concept, that is textbook Machiavellianism, because that is how Machiavellians think. They think, what is going on right now? How can it advance our ends? And the second you understand this, everything that's happened, that's transpired over your lifetime will make sense. Every event, even if it isn't planned or orchestrated, the Machiavellian brain goes, how can this advance our interests? How can this get us from A to B? And if you look at everything we've covered on this channel, if you do independent research on your own, you will understand that the ruling class thinks like this. They have lizard brain in this regard. How does this advance where we're going? And that's why every single event... Go ahead.
That's actually an excellent segue.
Perfect.
I want to take that and bring it in to this. Because if you remember, Jeffrey, guys, we have to talk about Jeffrey Epstein again. I'm sorry. There's a really interesting story on it out now.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein?
Yes, we are.
We are.
I'm sorry, but we have to deliver this because this is kind of like bring together the entire concept around these transhumanist billionaires who want to literally see humanity be destroyed and have AI and cyborg robots take over. So, if you remember, Epstein was quite a big fan of genetics back in the day when he was alive. You could say, if he did kill himself. But Epstein wanted to seed the human race with his DNA by impregnating 20 women at a time. Which sounds ridiculous. And then you remember that all of these billionaire transhumanist tech bros are /Israelis are maniacs, and they legitimately believe this stuff. They have an ideological worldview where they believe that they are literally above the human race, and they have some sort of. I wouldn't buy this. I wouldn't buy this guy's semen at a semen shop, whatever they call it, the sperm banks.
I did you really just say semen shop? It's like a role playing game. It's like a Final Fantasy game. You go into like a merchant. They're like, "Welcome to my semen shop." That'll be 50 gold.
That sounds a lot better than a sperm bank to me.
No, a sperm bank is just weird because it's like I don't know, the bank aspect of it.
Yeah, like why is it a bank? Like, what are you storing? Are you charging me interest on it? Like, what's going on?
Also, like semen shop. Like you gotta buy
semen shop sounds so much better.
I'd like to buy some cum, please. Can someone sell me some cum?
You have to realize that all of these people, all of these, oh, I didn't even share my screen here.
Super race of
But yeah.
humans will, of course.
Would you really pay money to look like this guy? To have this guy's genetics? I wouldn't. You would have to pay me to be impregnated with this guy's DNA.
Bitch, I have better genetics than him, and I have like a genetic disease. So
yeah, I have bad knees and I'm missing an appendix, and I have better genes than this guy.
Yeah, I'm missing an appendix too.
I'm not an evil pedophile. That's why.
Yeah.
This is really honing in on what our rulers really believe.
You would prefer the human race to endure, right?
Thanks for joining.
Well, yes.
I don't know. I
don't know. I don't know. Maybe.
You would prefer the human race to endure, right? You're hesitating.
Yeah, well,
yes.
I don't know. I would.
The easiest yes in the world. The easiest yes in the world. And he couldn't do it.
You want the human race to keep going. Like, let me take a beat on that.
I don't know. I don't know.
Start sweating profuse. You know what he should have said? Crab, you know what he should have said? He should when he's like, would you prefer the human race to endure? He should have been like, you know what? I defer to Israel. Because it's the same answer. The answer is no.
My bias is to defer to Israel.
My bias is to defer to Israel.
You would prefer the human race to endure, right? You're hesitating.
Yeah, well,
yes.
I don't know. I would.
This is a long hesitation. This is a long hesitation.
There's so many questions implicit
in this. Should the human race survive?
I love that part.
Yes.
Okay.
But I also would I also would like us to radically solve these problems.
Right.
And so, you know, it's always, I don't know, you know, yeah, transhumanism is this, you know, the ideal is this radical transformation where your human natural body gets transformed into an immortal body. And there's a critique of, let's say, the trans people in a sexual context, or I don't know, a transvestite is someone who changes their clothes and cross dresses, and a transsexual is someone where you change your, I don't know, penis into a vagina, and we can then debate how well those surgeries work. But we want more transformation than that. It's the critique is not that it's weird and unnatural. It's so pathetically little. And okay, we want more than cross-dressing or changing your sex organs. We want you to be able to change your heart and change your mind and change your whole body. And then Orthodox Christianity, by the way, the critique Orthodox Christianity has of this is these things don't go far enough. Like that transhumanism is just changing your body, but you also need to transform your soul, and you need to transform your whole self. And so,
right. But the other, wait. I generally agree with what I think is your belief that religion should be a friend.
But do you see how that's a valid critique of transgenderism? Like just the surgeries and like how it's all connected to this.
Yeah, if you're a fucking lizard, you're like, yeah, I want us to go further. I want to replace your brain.
It's like I don't want to just affirm your identity. I want to put a chip in your brain. I want you to replace your heart and organs with a Musk-approved machine cyborg.
I want to
replace your mind with AI.
Yeah, I want to be able to shut off your heart if you try to form a fucking union. That's what I want to be able to. That's what's going on like deep down in his brain. He's like, oh, well, if we replace this dude is a fucking lizard. Okay, I'm going to throw a shout out to my role-playing game fans here. This is the kind of motherfucker that you wake up to watching him like put a tadpole in your eye, right? Because he's not actually a human. He's got like tentacle face, right? this is not a human being. I don't know what this
Not
is.
even close. Not even
I don't
close.
I don't know if he's like one of those like
It's a wonderful screenshot, by the way.
Yeah, it just. Oh hey, Descent. Thanks for joining us.
Change your sex organs. We want.
I've heard good things about that show, and I want to check it out. So thank you.
So
Anyway.
if you guys are interested in the transhumanism discussion, please watch the movie Upgrade from 2019. It's on Netflix. Watch the movie Upgrade right now. It's literally called to like a reference to Elon Musk. I'm pretty sure it wasn't when it was made, but you can like copy and paste Elon Musk.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Descent and Bloom confirmed for Brotherhood of Steel. I knew it. I knew she was Brotherhood of Steel. God damn it. It's okay. It's okay. I spared that dude. I forget his name. I spared him though. I was like, I can't kill you. You're my homie.
You to be able to change your heart than that. It's their clothes. I don't know. Transvestite is someone who changes their clothes and cross dresses, and a transsexual is someone where you change your penis into a vagina, and we can then debate how well those surgeries work. But we want more transformation than that. The critique is not that it's weird and unnatural. It's so pathetically little. And okay, we want more than cross-dressing or changing your sex organs. We want you to be able to change your heart and change your mind and change your whole body. And then Orthodox Christianity, by the way, the critique Orthodox Christianity has of this is these things don't go far enough. Like that transhumanism is just changing your body, but you also need to transform your soul, and you need to transform your whole self. And so,
right. But the other wait. I generally agree with what I think is your belief that religion should be a friend to science and ideas of scientific progress. I think any idea of divine providence has to encompass the fact that we have progressed and achieved and done things that would have been unimaginable to our ancestors. But it still also seems like, the promise of Christianity in the end is you get the perfected body and the perfected soul through God's grace. And the person who tries to do it on their own with a bunch of machines is likely to end up as a dystopian character.
Well, it's let's articulate this.
And you can have a heretical form of Christianity, that says something else.
I don't know. I think the word nature does not occur once in the Old Testament, and so if you and there is a word in which a sense in which the way I understand the Judeo-Christian inspiration is it is about transcending nature. It is about overcoming things, and and the closest thing you can say to nature is that people are fallen, and that's the natural thing in a Christian sense is that you're messed up, and that's true. But there's some ways that with God's help, you are supposed to transcend that and overcome that.
Great stuff.
Good stuff.
Good stuff.
And so we have this new piece from Unlimited Hangout that follows up with this. And this is from a recent cache of Jeffrey Epstein emails that was unveiled by Bloomberg. The same one, by the way, which pretty much confirms him to be tied with Israeli intelligence. Let me pull that up real quick.
Yep.
I'm not going to go over this, but Epstein literally was trying to help sell a surveillance state to Cote d'Ivoire. This is all in the leaked emails archive, the 33,000 emails between him and Ehud Barak. But it also reveals his Sinister. He's literally like the next Mr. Sinister. I hate to call back to Marvel again, but trying to use neo-eugenics
which is just now the new ideology of this tech billionaire elite.
Yep.
As well as the expansion of a biomedical surveillance state. So let's go over the material implications of this belief system that they have here. I'm going to read this. It's a little long, but so sit tight. Within the trove of the notorious Jeffrey Epstein's emails recently acquired by Bloomberg, the late pedophile and ruling class socialite proposed to fund an interesting program, Harvard's Personal Genome Project, to find out that if beauty resides in DNA. This anecdote, along with a few others in Bloomberg's first expose into the cache of emails, shed light on a lesser-known impact of mysterious Jeffrey Epstein, his fascination with transhumanism, or neo-eugenics. Eugenics, which has traditionally been referred to the study of how to best arrange the human reproduction to increase the rate of desirable traits within a population. Transhumanism seeks a somewhat different approach by making us more of desirables while we're already living. Transhumanism relies on the technology to enhance our genetic outcomes and phenotypic abilities. For example, David Galton, member of the Eugenics Society, has celebrated technological advancements that have enabled parents to artificially select which genes their child receives in order to create designer babies. We have a video on that. Look it up on the channel. Academics such as Nicholas Agar have defended this practice, calling it liberal eugenics. Despite whatever ambitious terminology is employed to rebrand the age-old scientificization of racism and elitist supremacy, the philosophical underpinnings of eugenics remain the same, however, one that seeks to eradicate the undesirable traits within a population through top-down arrangement or transhuman alterations. Each strategy breaks down individuals into measurable parts, rejecting the sanctity of human life. Both confuse seemingly optimal traits with inherently valuable ones and cling to the material world in such a way that reduces the complexity of the universe into an algorithmic scientific system. The spontaneity found in a forest becomes replaced by the structural organization of a corporation or a state. Most simply, the material world becomes an answer to everything, to evolution, death, and life itself. But Epstein's eugenics or eugenics fantasies are not the mad thoughts of a singularly strange individual isolated from the rest of society. Quite to the contrary, they represent a big way of thinking amongst the tech oligarchs that have come to dominate the political sphere in the 21st century. Indeed, as the new Bloomberg cache reveals, Epstein's eugenicist ambitions tie him to some of the most prestigious figures and institutions in academia, big tech, and science. Harvard's Genome Project was, along with the National Institute of Health, funded the effort to map the entire human genome, where Harvard's PGP seeks to utilize data from individual genomes to help develop personalized medicine. The Human Genome Project, however, like Harvard's successor project, is intimately tied to the eugenics movement. Its first director, James Watson, was a racist eugenist who believed that Black people were plagued by genetically inferior intellect, and who also headed the Cold Spring Harbor Laboratory in New York. Oh, I thought this was a Severance reference. Okay. Wait, is that a Severance reference? That's from Severance, isn't it? Have you seen that show?
No, I don't. I don't watch American television. It's actually banned up here in communist Canada. So.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. It's
but that shows about like manipulating human beings. So that's what I thought the headline was about, but I guess not. I guess it's actually a direct reference to this. But the Cold Spring Harbor Lab housed the Eugenics Records Office, which sought to store a comprehensive registry documenting the pedigree of every American. It was funded by notable robber baron lineages such as the Rockefellers and the Carnegies. Fittingly, Epstein actually hosted Watson at his house, where they discussed how the cellular mechanisms of plants might be relevant to human cancer. George Church, the silver-haired, bearded director of the Harvard PGP, who proposed to re-engineering humans to Epstein, spent his time in graduate school working under his doctoral advisor, Walter Gilbert. Earlier in his career, Gilbert jointly ran a lab with Watson before the eugenist moved on to the Cold Spring Harbor Laboratory. The New York Times described Church as a molecular engineer who has worked to identify genes that could be altered to create superior humans. He's also explicitly been referred to as eugenicist, courtesy of his efforts to create a genome-based dating app. That's crazy. That's insane. I have to check this out. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So these people, these are the people who believe that you're genetic. These are the people who believe that you're genetically inferior and that you need to be, removed from society, either genetically or just.
They could have just used a picture of me to sell it better. You know, if you want to go for the whole like Aryan thing, like I'm kind of the poster boy. Against my will.
Unfortunately, I'm also an Aryan. The blonde hair, blue eyes.
Against both of our will, we're unfortunately the.
I can't control
it. Instead, they get this fucking, I don't know, Santa Claus bitch, and they're like, "Do you want to be a Santa Claus bitch too?" Well then, God, he has such a small body compared to his head too. He's like Hide the Pain Harold with a beard.
He's like the Santa of eugenicism.
Eugenics. Hitler Claus has been checking his list.
Hitler Claus. Hitler.
Oh no.
Claus.
Oh no. You don't want him to check his list. You don't want him to check his list.
He's making a list and he's sending it twice.
And he's then doing the list.
We actually like hate mail because we just like any form of attention.
Yeah,
but I would
true.
appreciate hate mail. I saw that Zoran Mamdani video got like a bunch of dislikes, but it doesn't matter because the dislikes are gone. But it got a lot of views anyway, so I don't care.
No, here's the thing.
Gang,
yeah,
we are Nazis. Yeah. We are probably Nazis. I don't know. I'm also in the same boat.
Well, no, I'm a communist, so I'm the one who's going to kill them, and so are you. So buckle up, bitch, because our moment in the sun might come pretty soon, actually, given the trajectory.
I would, if I could, would choose to use my Aryan powers for good, whatever that may be. According to this guy, I'm genetically superior in some way, or at least Hitler thought that. So,
yo, I did the DNA thing. 80% Scandinavian. So I'm.
You know those companies have your data now, right?
Yeah, I know, and I regret it every day.
So.
I'm in a way worse boat than you, because I'm like the people that Hitler like looked to as a model for his genocidal madness. So that's good. Good.
At least you didn't get the vax like I did. Fucking idiot. I did that.
Yeah. Well,
I still feel like I'm like permanently like ruined from that, but I'm probably gonna be.
Yeah. Kringle claws. Oh no. Come on. Kringle claws.
Stephanie's got jokes. It's pretty funny.
Steph, go to the White House. Go see the White House counselor.
Go see the White House counselor right now. You're being bad.
Yeah.
One of these companies, Nebula Genomics, provided a whole genome sequencing for users who provide the company with genetic data and medical records, promising customers enhanced privacy through blockchain technology. Great. More Bitcoin bullshit. Yet, despite this allegedly refined protection, Nebula offers a nice carrot for anyone willing to sacrifice their privacy for the company's sponsored sequencing model, which offers customers a free clinical-grade genome if they let Nebula share their de-identified DNA with other dead pharmaceutical partners. So that's what 23andMe is already doing.
Great.
That's in the terms and conditions that you didn't bother to read.
I love all of this. It is fantastic. It is scrum-diddly-umptious. This is just the cat's bananas. I'll tell you.
Despite whether Nebula actually ensures the privacy of its users, however, its platform still enables the funneling of personal, genetic, and medical data to pharma companies. Importantly, this practice is a central component of the development of biotechnology, which is driving technological force behind transhumanism. Indeed, biotechnology often dependent on funneling this steady stream of real-world data to pharma companies. This is due in part to the incentive of biotech developers to move as such of the drug development process outside of clinical trials as possible. Something the companies aim to do in order to circumvent the consistent obstacles that biotech drug developers face in getting their products to market within the current regulatory system. Real-world data is also valuable because it's an increasing amount of biotechnology that relies on AI and machine learning, which feeds on data to train and improve its models. Now, watch me. Now, what? Not me, but watch. Your DNA and your genetic data is going to be used against you in health insurance claims. This is one of the many instances of this. What they can do is they can take out your genome, and they can read the data, and they can tell if you have a tendency for this, or like if you have a, like, what's it called? Like, if I'm like susceptible to like bone disease or something like that, they will use that as a means to reject your insurance claim. This is just one of the many uses they can do with your medical data. It's not exactly moral, but these people have never been moral, ever. Furthermore, Church's connection with the national security state through figures such as Peter Thiel and organizations like the CIA through their investments in his most recent venture, the de-extinction company Colossal Biosciences, which we also covered on this show. We covered a lot of ground so far this many months, and we look up the dire werewolves on our channel, the dire wolves, which is attempting to resurrect the woolly mammoth raises even more concerns regarding the proclaimed privacy protections of its projects. The CIA's investment was less about the mammoths and more about the capability, which importantly appears to exclude privacy entirely. And according to The Intercept, Colossal's biotech will help allow U.S. government agencies to read, write, and edit genetic material, and importantly, to steer global biological phenomena that impact nation-to-nation competition, while enabling the United States to help us set an ethical as well as technological standards for its use. In other words, the technology and data provided by companies like Colossal will help an agency in which it effectively views as a biotech arms race. Excuse me. In conflicts with such significant stakes, it's easy for protections such as privacy to quickly become insignificant. With Harvard's PGP, however, Epstein was not seeking a cure to cancer or a victory in a futuristic arms race, but rather the discovery of whether beauty resides in DNA. Epstein's interest in the model that relies on the constant mining, sharing, and analysis of patient/user data, effectively making it a model built on mass surveillance of health data that can be weaponized by law enforcement and the national security state, highlights how these data sets can be retooled and exploited to serve the interests of anyone powerful enough to control them, even to explore strangely eugenicist ideas like DNA determining beauty. Indeed, further, another similarly esoteric question Epstein explored with Church and other scientists further accentuates that point. A few months before Epstein was inquiring into George Church on the genetic source of beauty, he was exploring a different area with the PGP director, an academic who is now the president of an AI education startup and a scientist who won the Nobel Peace Prize last year.
Of course.
They were discussing something that they believed could bring together experts in law, physics, psychology, biology, and economics. This enticing subject would be apparently pull a myriad of, here it is again, myriad of.
Yeah, so, okay. Here's the thing. Like, this is obviously low IQ writing, so that's why they use myriad of, instead of myriad. The enticing subject would apparently pull myriad prestigious individuals. You don't need the and you don't need the of. It would pull myriad prestigious individuals. See, people just don't understand what it's like to be a high IQ individual because they are low IQ and they are writing. They should have had me write this. Actually, no, I would just.
I still think it sounds nicer.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
You just sound like a little reptile that is in the toilet bowl. No, they should have hired me. Because I would have purposefully put a fuckload of M dashes in this article. Just to, like, you know. So like make everyone think like
That's an inside joke. You have to be in the Prolepilled exclusive chat in order to understand.
They chat GPT'd it. They chat GPT'd this shit. I knew it. I knew they chat GPT'd this article.
All right, I started a poll. You have to pick what team you're on. I'm going to continue reading this. This enticing subject would apparently pull a myriad of prestigious individuals among the academic elite together to describe the pleasure signatures in the brain that they said could correspond to hunger, sexuality, and or fear. Or what one participant in the discussion called the Pleasure Genome Initiative.
No, don't vote against me.
Damn it. In an email to Epstein's assistant, the participant added, "Let me know if this subject is too strange for our patron." To which Epstein replied, "The patron has no boundaries." Sounds great. Epstein's comment, however, was only a microcosm of a more pervasive, consequential reality of our mass surveillance paradigm. These data sets, made up of millions of genetic data points from swaths of individuals, similarly have no boundaries in their potential applications by the ruling class. And now Palantir has it all. Within days of Epstein reaching out in January 2006 to Stephen Kosslyn, then chair of Harvard's psychology department, Kosslyn was proposing a dinner with bigwigs across economics, genomics, and limb regeneration to discuss a lab centered on genetics in the brain that would explore far-out ideas such as life extension. They want to live forever. These motherfuckers, they want to try to live forever and rule over you until the end of time, until the mass heat death comes. To someone unfamiliar with the strange obsessions of or it's either they do this, because this is their solution. It's either they do this or they have children that they can genetically modify to become just as evil as them. Yeah, I don't think Epstein was a guy who really understood boundaries that much. That could be just me, though. I mean, I don't think.
No, I think that's probably just across the board. I don't think like
I don't think he just knew.
What kind of Deadpool shit is this? Like, for real though?
Yeah.
For real though. We're getting there. We're getting there.
To someone unfamiliar with the strange obsessions of the ruling elite, life extension may allude to more to the ramblings of a mad scientist in a science fiction novel than any real phenomenon. Were it not for big tech billionaires and other ruling class elites, that might be true. But Epstein, for example, financed the Edge Foundation, described as a casual salon of like-minded scientists and futurists that came to be known as the Reality Club, that formed in the 1980s, which extended the reach of his tentacles to influential academic figures within their genetic science, specifically ones exploring the darker questions of their field. Among these scientists was Craig Venter, a grizzly bearded, I love that they put that in, grizzly bearded geneticist with a piercing gray eyes and balls of steel, who remained a significant figure in the annals of Human Genome Project. Notably, Venter and Church, the aforementioned Harvard PGP director, once led an Edge masterclass together, lecturing to a who's who of big tech oligarchs and media figures, including the Google founder Larry Page and Elon Musk.
Did
both
Craig
of the
Venter
luxurious? Yes, the man with the man. Believe it or not, the man with 20 kids and 17 wives and 102 baby mamas wants to live forever. Crazy to think about that.
Edge Foundation tentacles. What is this? Hentai? What the fuck?
To be fair, Whitney didn't write this. Max did. I want to follow him though. It's not bad. It's not bad writing. Porn story for sure.
I mean, it's good for AI. It's definitely good. Props to the prompting.
I don't believe Whitney would allow AI writing on her own website. I don't believe that for a second. But
she'd never know. She'd never know. She'd never know.
Whitney is pretty strictly anti-AI. I don't think she uses it for anything.
Oh, fuck. Balls of Kirk's neck bones. Sir, come on.
The balls of steel. Balls of steel.
That's why SCV wrote it, because it's like, who gives that description of like what is that? How applicable is that to like the topic matter? Why'd you be like, by the way, this guy is
It's a quote.
rugged and he's
I mean, it's a
welded
quote.
steel.
It's a quote.
Oh.
Their lecture focused on a utopian future, one in which man merged with machines via computer readings of genetic sequences, where code can be replicated exactly, manipulated freely, and translated back.
Did I just get
Crab is having a stroke.
No, it's not a stroke. My Bluetooth like randomly connects.
Yeah, your audio keeps like switching. I don't know what it is, but it keeps switching. So can you fix that, please? Because it's very.
It's when I have the Bluetooth earbuds in. I mean, maybe it's I gotta use my real mic. Maybe I just like this more. Church delivered a clarifying cherry on top of this technocratic proposal. We can program these cells as if they were an extension of a computer. Over the decade before this masterclass, Venter famously led the challenge against the publicly funded Human Genome Project with a privately funded competitor. Utilizing whole genome shotguns, sequencing, and private capital, Venter sought to accelerate what he saw as a slow pace of HGP and sequence the human genome faster than the NIH's project. His effort proved fruitful, and he and his corporate team ended up sharing credit for the sequencing of the human genome with the NIH. One of Venter's colleagues is Edge is Eric Weinstein, the managing director of Peter Thiel's venture capital firm, Thiel Capital.
That is the same Eric Weinstein, by the way, that you're thinking of.
Basically, Joe Rogan's entire guest list is basically what all this.
Yeah.
Edge is a part of the group that Weinstein has called the intellectual dark web, whom the magazine claims to have sparked an effort to reopen areas of intellectual inquiry about innate differences between races, say, or the genders, now considered problematic at a minimum. Indeed, Venter's notable association with HGP, linking him with eugenicists like Watson, appears to align with this deception of Edge scientists of reopening controversial areas of intellectual inquiry. However, his most recent and ambitious venture since his role in sequencing the human genome, his founding of the company named Human Longevity, ties him to his science focus less on rebranding forbidden subjects of the past and instead intent on opening a Pandora's box of futuristic practices that seek to alter humanity's relationship with death. Specifically, Human Longevity is dedicated to trying to take the DNA information, help to unlock and figure out how to leverage it to cheat death for years or even decades. A notorious profiteer, Venter set up a program at Human Longevity to charge patients $25,000 for ultra-detailed physicals, replete with blood tests, 2 MRI scans, an ultrasound, a CT scan of the heart, a stool sample, and a cognitive test, which letters flash on a computer screen at a dizzying pace. So $25,000. Do you think that this is for you and me? You think this stuff is for the working class plebs?
Your mic turned off again. I'll take this opportunity to answer some chats. Descent, you and I are on the same page because I always pick up those in these articles where I'm like, you knew what you were doing, because they usually do. The Edging Foundation has found a genetic link to goonerism. Here we go.
Oh,
that's
$20. Do you really believe that?
Not good. Believe me, not good.
That's not good.
Do you really believe that this is for working class people? I mean, so
what?
An IVF baby, like to get an IVF baby, like when you're like the artificial insemination, right? That's around this price. It's around like 10K to 20K, probably more than that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that these scientific advancements are for the betterment of humanity, or for the working class people, or is it? It seems like it's kind of reserved for people who have a shitload of money.
No, for those new to the channel, I'll break it down real quick. I'll just give a quick summation of what is happening here. The rich and powerful are using us, the working class, as a...
You're collecting your stool.
They're using us as like basically guinea pigs for technology that is eventually, they believe, going to make them immortal. They're just using us for the technology. And if you look across the last fucking decade, it's painfully obvious. They're using us, testing technology on us first, gathering the data, because they eventually want to use that technology on them, because they watched way too much fucking Transformers as a kid. And all of these like adult babies are like, I really want to turn into a Mack truck. And the other guy's like, I really want to be an airplane. I guarantee you, deep down in the recesses of their psyche, of their schema, that's what these people think. They're like, I want to be an immortal robot one day. And that's why they're experimenting on us in ways that we cannot even, the average person cannot even fathom. And shit like this just adds to the case. But they want to be Transformers, and I'm going to die on that fucking hill. They want to be Transformers, and that's it. I think they want to be Decepticons. Probably Decepticons. Right?
And yes. Probably like I don't know. I'm imagining like a Mr. Sinister or like a Dr. Octopus, but I mean, my head is stuck in Marvel now.
Yep.
But another figure that is currently carrying the mantle for the late Jeffrey Epstein in the fight against death is the founder of PayPal and Palantir, Mr. Peter Thiel.
Oh no, not him again.
Unfortunately, he's back. One of the more mild steps Thiel is taking towards his end to plan is to freeze his corpse. He's literally considering freezing. He wants to appear in Fallout like 2,000 years later.
In like a vault?
He wants to appear in the vault. Like he wants the vault. He wants to be in his old vault. They're building doomsday bunkers. Like we know this.
First and foremost, I feel like this is a cover, because this is another example where he gets to convince people that he's actually human. He's like, yes, I'm going to die and I will leave a corpse. Therefore, I want to freeze my corpse because I'm afraid of mortality. Okay, fellow humans. No.
Hello, my fellow humans.
This motherfucker is like a black dragon or something. He's either that or like an Anunnaki or just like an actual synth, an actual like just robot. He might be Megatron. We don't know. That could be Megatron. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. And I will maintain that Fallout is also predictive programming. 100%. Because if you look even as far back as Fallout 1 and 2, they had a lot of the stuff that's cooking up right now. But yeah, they did use the vault to conduct experiments. And you would know that if you were like me and you were one of those Fallout nerds who played all the games and read all the terminal shit, like all of it, because I'm too neurodivergent.
That's
oh fuck no. Listen, if you're too if you're too neurodivergent for your own good, you have to read everything of every terminal. That's a rule. And that's what I did. And that's how I learned about every single vault. And some of them, I'm going to be honest, it's rewarding because I feel like they put a lot of creativity into the different vaults. They had that one that had that fictitious city. They had another one that was just like Squid Games. If you ever replay the Fallout games, go check out all the terminals in the different vaults that you visit. It's actually really cool because every vault was a different like experiment, which is kind of scary. Retrospect.
Well, that's what they're doing now.
Yeah,
I know. Only Peter Thiel, who wants to freeze his corpse. And then on a podcast appearance, he told Barry Weiss, I don't necessarily expect the worst, but...
From the Free Press, this is honest.
I'm not going to watch this whole... They don't include the timestamp? Okay.
It doesn't matter if they freeze his corpse, though, because they'll need to find the device that he stores his soul in. Because that's how liches usually operate. Okay, are we almost done? Because, like, holy shit.
Yeah, I'm going to try to skip around a little bit.
Because I feel like we get the point.
I want to get to the emails. There's Jim O'Neill, who's working in the Bush administration, worked for the HHS. Kind of like what RFK Jr. is doing now. VC capital firm Age One with Alexander Colville studied the biology of aging. More anti-aging startups connected to Thiel. Again. Epstein injected $40 million of the two funds of Thiel-founded venture capital from Devolar Ventures. Epstein invested in Carbine 3 years prior through former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak.
Oh, of course.
Their limited partnership.
Of course.
Given this timing, it's likely that the pair's investments in Carbine, as well as Epstein's heavy investment in Devolar Ventures, were points of discussion in the series that meetings Epstein and Thiel had scheduled in 2014. Beyond his investments of anti-aging biotechnology companies, Thiel stated that people have a choice to accept death, deny it, or fight it. I think our society is dominated by people who are into denial or acceptance, and I prefer to fight it. There's also Sergey Brin, the co-founder of Google, who became a client of JP Morgan through Epstein, who also wanted to solve death. Amazon founder Jeff Bezos, who dined with fresh out of prison Epstein, also made significant investments into anti-aging startups. Mega Zionist Larry Ellison, another one whose CIA contracting company, Oracle, had his partner with Palantir, has invested over $300 million into anti-aging research. Brian Johnson, the tech entrepreneur, sold his company to Tree.
Great.
Mark Zuckerberg, a mentee of Thiel's, who has been intimately linked with Palantir founder virtually his entire career, awards $3 million per year to anti-aging scientists. So we get the game plan. This is a group of elites seeking to literally transcend the limits of human life through transhumanist biotechnology. And then
not even Marx predicted this shit, man.
No, we're far beyond that.
We're post Marxian analysis at this point.
Yeah, this is the list that you need. Larry Ellison, Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, Brian Johnson. They all want to be like Frankenstein-like cyborgs for some reason. I wouldn't want to live forever. I don't know about you.
I would like to eventually escape the cycle of samsara. I would like to escape the cycle of on this material plane of death and rebirth and achieve nirvana and ascend.
I would just like to go to Narnia if possible. That'd be nice. It feels like that'd be nice.
No, I just like, of all the like spiritual teachings, I feel like the Buddhist idea of death and rebirth makes the most sense.
So this is one of the Epstein's correspondents, the anti-aging scientist Howard Gardner, who he told, according to Bloomberg, that Epstein was interested in cultivating offspring. On multiple occasions in the early 2000s, Epstein told scientists and businessmen about his ambitions to use his New Mexico ranch as a base where women would be inseminated with his sperm and would give birth to his babies. The Zorro Baby Ranch. And another billionaire linked to Epstein seems to have an obsessive interest in seeding his sperm and DNA to the general population. This is what I was talking about before. Tesla CEO and SpaceX founder Elon Musk, who may have hired Epstein for consulting services as Musk sought to take Tesla private, and his brother Kimball Musk allegedly got set up with one of his girlfriends through Epstein, who has also offered his own sperm to friends and acquaintances, including RFK Jr.'s former running mate and Sergey Brin's wife, Nicole Shannon.
No. Hold on. We can't be at this level.
America's dead.
We can't be at this level of this.
We're still doing this.
No, this has
You
to
are
be
fake news.
This has to be fake news. Because otherwise, it's just oh my fucking god.
Well, Epstein's baby ranch was focused on producing many children at once. Elon Musk reportedly
This is a clown
a
show.
compound in Austin, Texas, that houses 11 children and 3 wives. This is literally like Genghis Khan type shit. You
Yeah,
realize that?
this is
Cum
fucked.
Store. We should change your name to Cum Store.
I sell my sperm at the cum store. Yo, this is actually a dope quote. Free yourself from the lesser result, and the flames of wisdom will consume your karma. Real talk. Real karma hours.
Another one, Bill Gates, who are both funding research into human population trends.
What, Bill Gates?
University of Texas for this.
You mean to tell me? You mean to tell me Bill Gates is part of this? I could have never imagined someone like Bill Gates would be invested in this.
Implantable birth control device that can be turned on and off with a remote control.
Bro, do you remember that interview he had where he's like, well, I went to a couple dinners. He's got pictures.
The Epstein brain.
Okay.
I'm just running through this real quick.
Yeah. The real quick is we're at an hour and a half.
Facebook.
Just letting you.
A DARPA-style breakthrough through development. Prestigious leadership role of DARPA by the way of President Barack Obama in 2009. Tapping them out of 100 words per minute using optical technology that were poised to allow Facebook to read your thoughts.
No, just normal technological progression, guys. Come on.
This might have a connection to Larry Ellison's Project Stargate, which is the same name as a CIA operation back in the 70s where they tried to perform like psychic viewing and remote viewing. I think they really actually believe they can transcend the human limits of the brain, which is incredible that they believe this stuff in the first place. But it's even worse that they're now trying it. This is a DARPA model of innovation. Okay. From now on, I'm gonna skip their Whitney Webb articles because they're very, very long.
Yeah.
I don't want.
I was gonna say. I was gonna say like, she literally writes like a novel, and it's like, yeah.
Epstein literally had direct plans for an actual Epstein brain. He reportedly sought to preserve his brain through cryogenics, frozen up upon death. Here's another one, a cryogenics maniac. Upon death, to be reanimated at a later point, along with his penis. Epstein likely wanted to do this for selfish reasons, with his brain and genitalia well preserved. He could return to the material world which death releases human form, and then reattach his most prized possessions to a new body years after his demise. But perhaps he sought to do this for noble reasons too, to gift humanity with his ideal model.
That is the most clear and succinct description of narcissistic personality disorder I've possibly ever read. Because you believe yourself such an exceptional person that you feel like you need to gift the world with what you just were born with, because you believe yourself to be so, just by genetic accident, exceptional. Unless this dude has like, I don't know, like the Force, unless he has a really high like midichlorian count or some shit. Because like, I'll be real, okay? Like, I know that I'm just a person. I'm just a person doing what I can. And I know that our species is just a species in general. I would never do something like my specific like brain and penis are so amazing, I need to preserve them. Because that's not a thought that
I love how it's not just his brain; it's also his dick. He wanted to preserve his dick.
He has.
At least it's not like Elon Musk's dick, who was like literally botched.
I guarantee you, his dick's probably like 5, and he's just that like grandiose. He's just like that like narcissistic that he thinks like I am so special that I need to preserve this to give it to humanity.
I just love this sentence. I lost it. Whatever. I'm being rushed through this. So perhaps sought to do this for noble reasons, but wanted to be studied, replicated, and used as a reference to mold lesser brains and penises into. It's a great. It is a reference to Severance.
Very true.
Oh, okay. It is a reference to Severance. People should watch that show. It's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Lumen's Cold Harbor is most akin to CIA's secretive Cold War era mass torture mind control program MKUltra, which parallels the underlying philosophy of eugenics, the belief that human beings are not whole, but rather comprised of measurable and manipulatable parts with enough care and precision that being extracted, studied, and changed to be exploited to produce superior outcomes. Transhumanism made possible through mass surveillance-reliant biotechnology. The idea of a measurable, divided human becomes even more clear. And it is the reason that big tech has made itself the vehicle by which transhumanist infrastructure is being built. Many of these same big tech oligarchs that were named before are looking to outpace human intelligence by such a vast degree that it threatens humanity itself. Talks about the Henry Kissinger book. He's dead. Who cares? Stargate is what I was talking about before.
I want to thank Bill because he reminded me of something I needed to add to the soundboard. Not related to what he said, but just something I need to add to the soundboard.
What is it?
It doesn't matter.
No. No, I didn't say that. I said Musk has a botched penis.
No, it's fine.
You can go ahead and find it. I don't think I ever said that. I don't think I said that.
It's not about it. Not everything is about you, Crab. God.
Okay. I'm just saying. This is what they believe.
I wasn't allowed to go get food. And when I called Ghislaine and asked why I couldn't eat there, she said, "It's a Jewish country club. You're not Jewish. They're not going to serve you." This is how this woman spoke to me. Yeah. This is how these people think, Whitney. They, honest to God, think their DNA is better than everybody else's. I swear to you. It was a theme all the time with them. With Eileen Guggenheim, with, Jeffrey Epstein, with Ghislaine. It was a theme. Jeffrey was a lot less horrible as far as a human being, like just being around, because she was raping just as many children.
So the country club, you weren't allowed to go because it was only for, people of a certain religion
Jewish
and
people.
ethnicity. Okay, so
Religious.
that's unfortunate.
I mean, they could cut you down, and it was so morally devastating. You just felt useless as a human being when you were told you're nothing because you're not Jewish, you're stupid, you're useless, a useless white girl, a poor little peasant, just the things that I was called, I was just like, I believed it, because it was like a cult, the problem. Yeah, you wouldn't believe the way Jeffrey and Ghislaine spoke about African Americans. It was like, it made my skin crawl. Anybody who was not Jewish, and you're right about this, but the way they spoke about them, it was really horrifying. And it showed me a great deal about how these people truly believe that they're chosen to do something here. I don't know. It's unbelievable to me. I mean, and it was every one of them, the way they spoke. And one time I heard Isabel say to her mother, Eileen, "Mommy, why do you call Maria a nobody?" And she said, honey, Isabel, Maria is not a Jew. She is a nobody.
Well, it is worth
So you can
pointing-
see
I
why
mean,
for about 20
that type of
years.
stuff I might actually include just because the Maxwell family has
You should
ties to
include
this
it.
group
You
that's,
should include it.
What's it called? Chabad Lubavitch. And group
got it.
openly talks about how only Jews are human and the rest of human beings are like cattle, basically.
Well, this is where humanity can rest, and one of two fates. Whether the structures of transhumanism can bind the soul of the material world, or whether inside us there's all exists a spark of something greater, something indistinguishable, something that big tech's all-seeing surveillance tools cannot measure, predict, or control. We can likely assume which our side of the argument Jeffrey Epstein would fall on.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein?
Talked about it for like an hour. Fuck.
Sorry. I'm done.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I just didn't expect
I warned
it.
you it was long. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get into AI healthcare.
Let's get into in the chat. I want people to say, I need the Zuck. I need people to say who, because I need to know who is ready for the Zuck. Who wants
the guy who wants to live forever?
Who wants the Zuck? Because I'm giving you the Zuck. Because this is what is further perfect segue coming down the pipeline here. And not great. Not the best. There we go. There we go. We're ready to Zuck. We're ready to Zuck. It is time to Zuck. We are Zucking, and we are anyway. Here's the news. Zuckerberg and his wife expand their existing BioHub initiative with AI-powered biology to cure or prevent disease. The next decade is going to be really exciting, and we think that some of humanity's biggest dreams are finally coming within reach. Things that a supervillain would say. First and foremost. You're right. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't understand that opposing transhumanism is anti-Semitic.
It's anti-Semitic.
It's antiseptic.
Anti-Semitic.
But here we go. Here we go.
Hey everyone, 10 years ago we launched CZI, and we're really proud of what we've built, especially the BioHub, where we believe that we've had the greatest impact.
When we started, our goal was to help scientists cure or prevent all diseases this century. With advances in AI, we now believe this may be possible much sooner.
So we're going all in on building BioHub as the first research organization combining frontier AI and frontier biology. We're bringing together leading AI researchers, scientists, massive compute clusters, and the largest human cell datasets to create virtual cells and virtual immune systems to help advance science.
BioHub is going to be the primary focus of our work, so we're changing this page to focus on it.
The next decade is going to be really exciting, and we think that some of humanity's biggest dreams are finally coming within reach. Hey everyone, 10 years ago we launched CZI, and we're really proud.
Okay, so that's what they're really proud of. We're going to start implementing AI into healthcare. Which personally, I don't know about you guys, but I can't wait until my doctor tells me that his AI recommended that for my like gastric reflux, I try like just drinking hydrogen peroxide, given all the AI hallucinations we've covered here on Prolepilled, and the fact that it is like the least reliable thing on earth. You can talk to AI and ask it for information and then tell it the information is wrong. And it'll be like, you're right. That's completely bullshit. And then like, just, you can ask it again and it's going to do the same thing. So
this is what I was talking about before with the, how biotechnology, the mass surveillance biotechnological state, will use this as a means to deny you healthcare.
Yep.
They will bring up your genome. You're going to be like, you have a tendency for cancer. We don't want to take you on. And then these private health insurance companies can do whatever they want. Because that's the rules of America.
I know we all wanted like Star Trek in the future. At least I did. And that's not just because I was a massive like horny for Star Trek kid. But we're getting like Cyberpunk. Worst case scenario, we're getting Star Wars, and we're going to be in the Death Star. Probably us in the Death Star. Let's be real. But this is BioHub. This is the initiative that the Zuck is leading. Our mission is to cure or prevent all disease. At BioHub, we build the technology to help scientists around the world use AI-powered technology to study how cells operate, organize, and work as part of systems to understand why disease happens, and how to correct it. With unprecedented state of compute, AI research and engineering, and state-of-the-art technology for measuring, imaging, and programming biology, BioHub is leading the first large-scale scientific initiative combining frontier AI with frontier biology. Yeah, I'm definitely confident in where we're at with AI. I'm definitely confident for this to take over in the field of medicine. The last decade of genomics and molecular research has generated significant insights into complex biological processes, but limits in technology and the sparsity of data in biology have hindered the application of AI. Our high throughput data generation engines and discovery platforms will break through these barriers to help us answer some of the most complex questions in human biology, such as what should I drink for hydration? And the AI says you should probably drink pure chlorine. Or what should I eat for breakfast? And AI says, I think rocks would be a good source of iron. Just kind of paralleling some of my experiences with interacting with AI. I have to deal with this bullshit at work too. Because now we've got AI at work. So we got to like fact check it and be like, is this actually correct? And half the time it's like, no, you're right. It's wrong. And it's like, why did you tell me it then? So I'm super excited for this. Imaging technologies to map, measure, and model biological systems by capturing biological processes across scales, M-, written with AI. From individual proteins to whole organisms, M- again. We're revealing how cells assemble into specific tissues and organs, setting the stage for training the next generation of AI models. These models will implement design principles generated by virtual cell model analyses to enable better treatments for widespread diseases. And it goes on. They got like tools here. To make it look super legit. But here's an article that kind of summarizes it here. AI in healthcare. Healthcare AI today. Billions for AI-based biotech. Fast ROI or else AI for imprisoned patients. more. So basically the TLDR, the Zuckerbergs have a lot of money to give it away. They want to give it to researchers using AI to cure diseases. Can make this bigger for you. As time to brain is to stroke care, so time to value is to healthcare AI adoption. In fact, the latter is becoming the number one way to evaluate offerings from healthcare AI startups. This is the part that kind of struck me a little bit. Prisoners are patients too, which is to say that AI, healthcare AI stands to serve convicted criminals and the providers who care for them. This matters from a public health standpoint, as incarcerated populations are more beset than the general public by chronic conditions, substance abuse, and relatedly mental illness. Despite the heightened healthcare need, these subpopulations have limited access to professional clinicians and commonly uncoordinated navigation of care pathways. Healthcare AI can help. Predictive analytics, telemedicine, and immersive digital therapies can transform how correctional health services operate, provided that ethical frameworks and human judgment remain central. Forensic psychologist Pia Puolaka, that's Finnish, writes in Correctional News. Aligned with human rights and clinical integrity, AI can ensure that prisoners, often among society's most vulnerable, receive dignified, continuous, and effective care. So to translate that for everybody, they're just going to experiment on prisoners, and that's where, like, that's the takeaway there. People need to understand that's the takeaway there. They're going to test this bullshit on prisoners, and who knows who else, as they're arresting people for all numbers of crimes in the United States of America. So, great stuff. Great stuff that is happening on the timeline. We're going to have AI integrated into healthcare. Good stuff. We're doing great. Fuck, man. I don't even know what there is to say at this point. We're going to have the same AI that well played, Bill. Experimentation on prisoners, how original. That's kind of just what they, step one, you put the dissidents into the cage. Step two, you use them for whatever means you wish, whether it's like slave labor, or whether it's experimentations. And this is, of course, all going back to the prime aims of what the ruling class wants to accomplish, which is developing tech to make them immortal. And then they're going to make us all like a serf class, right? Who they'll probably...
They're gonna cryogenically freeze themselves and then enter the Fallout era when the heat death comes, or World War III.
Well, the heat death isn't for like millions of years, man. Like it's not close at all. Like the actual like universal heat death, that's not for a long time.
All I'm saying is that there's ways to end the world much faster and much easier than that. But just saying.
I'm also stroke certified.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein?
No, Trump.
Bill is. But I wanted to end this show. Because if you guys remember, we covered the Palantir quarter 2 2025 shareholders letter. I just read the quarter 3 shareholders letter, and Jesus fuck. They outdid themselves.
I mean, I guess you could say it's just
not good. Believe me, not good.
Nobody should be this mask off. No corporation should be, no politician should be, no entity on earth should be this mask off, and they are this fucking mask off. Because God fucking damn it. God fucking damn it. All right, let's go in. Actually, beforehand, I want to play some creepy music. I feel like it fits.
But they still have Halloween music.
Yeah, they do.
Let's pick a new one. I want some like nice vibraphone. Oh yeah. Welcome to your technocratic dystopia. I'm your host, Greg, Big Mad Crab, with Brad, Snow Himbo. This is Palantir, Season 3. A letter
to shareholders. It starts with I. Just I, period. So that's great.
We're off to a great start.
We are still at the very start of things. This remains the beginning, the first moment of a first chapter. Our business generated $1.2 billion in revenue for the third quarter of the year. New record in our more than 20-year history, representing an accelerating and otherworldly growth rate of 63% over the same period the year before. We also generated a staggering $476 million in profit this past quarter. Again, a record in our company's history. I did this with AI, fuck you. And
it's
to
not
be
even
clear,
funny how fitting this is. It's not funny. It's actually extremely fitting, and it's kind of concerning.
nearly $500,000 in profit in only 3 months. It is worth remembering that the business is now producing more profit in a single quarter than it did in revenue not long ago. This ascent has confounded most financial analysts and the chattering class, whose frames of reference did not quite anticipate a company of this size and scale growing at such a ferocious and unrelenting rate. Some of our detractors have been left in a kind of deranged and self-destructive befuddlement. It has indeed been difficult for outsiders to appraise our business, either its significance in shaping our current geopolitics or its value in the vulgar financial sense. The reality is that Palantir has made it possible for retail investors to achieve rates of return previously limited to the most successful venture capitalists in Palo Alto. And we have done so through authentic and substantive growth. In the United States, our commercial business has now more than doubled in the last 12 months, growing 121% and generating $397 million in the last quarter. This segment of our operations is an absolute juggernaut. And we believe that it will become, on its own, one of the most significant business stories of the century in American economic life. For all of its idiosyncrasies and complexity, American corporate culture remains one of the most adaptive on the planet. Our partners in the United States, the earliest and most voracious adopters of the novel language models that are presently reordering human life and of the ontology that allows him to effectively operate M-. Understand how significantly the terrain beneath us has shifted, and they are racing to experiment and evolve, setting aside preconceived notions of what ought to work for what actually does. It is a ruthless pragmatism, and one that is yielding extraordinary results. In the end, the route for us to something universal, M-, a generalizable artificial intelligence platform, was made possible by an obsessive focus on the specific, the particularized, and quite idiosyncratic, second use of that word now, challenges and technical problems of our disparate set of customers. 2. We have grown significantly in recent years, and yet, counterintuitively to many, including ourselves at times, our reluctance to abandon constraints has been a principal and driving force of our continued rise.
Arise!
Our head count is one manifestation of this disciplined approach. The casual expansion of our ranks would have diminished the need to lean even more heavily on the strength of our software in the ontology and to ensure their continued maturation. The alternative would have been to rely on an army of bright minds to do work that would have obscured the platform's weaknesses and ultimately hindered its developments. Henry Yaglom, the British film director, said in an interview with the Washington Post in 1994, citing his friend Orson Welles, "The enemy of art is the absence of limitations." The same is absolutely true in software development. 3. A century ago, the poet William Butler Yeats warned, "The falcon cannot enter the falconer, cannot hear the falconer. Things fall apart. The center cannot hold." Today, America is the center, and it must hold. A rejection of any shared and defined sense of common culture, and in this nation and others, has had significant costs. We should, indeed must, return to a shared national experience. Just so you guys are aware, they are saying we need to return to a shared national experience. Grab a shared national experience.
With all your data. Yeah. Sounds good.
An embrace of common identity that by definition puts forward certain ideas, values, culture, and ways of living at the exclusion of others. Jesus. It is and was a mistake to casually proclaim the equality of all cultures and cultural values. Sorry, I'm breaking character. Jesus fucking Christ. I already read this, but yeah. What the fuck is this, man? Some have proven to be wondrous and generative, others destructive and deeply regressive. And an even greater mistake is to believe that we could or should convert the world to our way of living. And yet we have, as a culture, resisted, some actively and strenuously, a degree of assent to common beliefs or shared culture that would make such orientation possible. It is, however, that pursuit of something greater and rejection of a vacant and neutered and hollow pluralism that will help ensure our continued strength and survival. Sincerely, Alexander C. Karp, fascist in chief of Palantir. So I tried to act that out as best I can. I am great. I have a great voice, and thank God for that. But I hope you guys know, you guys get what I was going for with that, because this is the most like mask off Hitler shit I think I've read in my entire life. What the fuck, man? And we read Q2. The Q2 one was bad. It was no to fascism. This one is like a I don't know, I don't have a word for it. What the fuck? Jesus Christ. And what's most concerning is that these people are now this comfortable just openly addressing their shareholders like this. This is inside the mind of the company that is slowly taking over the entire United States of America with the full express consent of the government and assistance.
And its citizens in a way. I mean, not really, but like we all voted for this. So.
Well, yeah, here's the thing. You either voted for it or you voted for it, right? Because, like, you really think that, like, if Kamala Harris got in, this wouldn't just still be happening? Just under,
no,
like...
But there's more than two options.
Yeah, there's revolution. And that should be the only option. But so that's where we're at. That's how that's what Palantir, that's how Palantir is at this point. They're just doing mask off fascism. That's what we're doing in the third quarter of 2024. It is Q4 now, by the way. I feel obligated because of my job in fintech to remind people of that. So if you have any year-end tax forms to complete, now's the time to do so. Just a reminder, you know? Maybe you got a 940. I don't know. But that's where we're at. I'm going to be honest, I can't wait for the Q4 one. Should we just play when we find the Q4 shareholder letter?
Just play the same thing over and over again. Man.
No, should we just play like the Star Wars Imperial theme at that point?
Yes.
You know, because like that's probably where we're going to be at by Q4. By that letter, fuck yeah. Because this is about as close as it fucking comes. Jesus Christ. But
yeah,
that's
I'm already brain farting. My brain's farting right now.
You've been brain farting this whole time, but okay. It's okay, Sylvi. That's why we're also Prolepilled. In addition,
good thing that I'm smarter, because then I wouldn't be able to be as articulate as I am.
It's okay. I make up for it by being good looking.
I'm joking.
Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I know this was off schedule. It was Monday. We usually do Sunday, but Sundays are dog shit. So we're probably gonna Wednesday is a lock, but for the second show, we're probably float around. Sometimes it'll happen at 5 a.m. on a Wednesday, for example.
Maybe. I'm about to just go freeze my brain and my penis cryogenically so that I can live forever. And then I also want to have a ranch of babies in Arizona.
Yeah, and I want AI to do my physicals every year to tell me what diseases I have. That's good too. We're moving in a great direction, basically, is the takeaway of this episode.
You have two options.
Yep.
Pro-pilled or mold-pilled.
Mm-hmm. That's your options. Those are your options moving forward.
Go ahead, Bill. Clip it. I'm going to freeze my brain and my penis. Cryogenically.
I am also going to freeze my brain and my penis. And I'm going to have someone put it right next to Crab's brain and penis. I'm going to make sure our penises are right next to each other. When
our penises are going to be touching. Frozen.
Yeah, I'm gonna make them dock the frozen penises. Just for the lulz. We're gonna have docking.
We're gonna docking cryogenic docking penises.
They're gonna freeze together. So some really
In
uncomfortable
harmony.
person.
Like yeah, isn't that nice? Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, it would.
By the way, a myriad of one, the poll, by the way. By a lot, actually.
We got, yeah, it's over. It's over. It's over, Crab. It's over.
So I guess it's not that. I guess you're not that smart. Then it seems like a lot of people disagree. I'm just saying, it's not gay.
It's not gay if our penises are frozen together cryogenically. God,
if we're not living in the body while it's happening, then it's not gay.
Wait, so like, would they reattach it to a new body?
That's the idea. Yeah, eventually.
Okay.
So maybe it's like posthumously gay. Like, would it become gay if we put the penises and the brain back into a new body?
Posthumously.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
It's okay. I had that problem as a kid. I'm gonna empathize with you. I had that problem as a kid. I would read because my parents didn't do this thing called paying attention to their kids, which obviously shows if you've paid attention to me for 5 minutes. But so I'd go in the study and I'd just read books. But like I would read at like a higher level. So like you'd read a bunch of fucking words, but like you'd never hear them pronounced. So like your brain would just have to pronounce it like using like your baby, like child brain. And so I used to pronounce a whole bunch of shit wrong until someone was like, oh, it's pronounced this way. And that's mostly because the English language is dog shit and it breaks all its own rules. So
is that actually a psychological thing? Like if you're neglected during childhood, you pronounce words wrong?
No, it's okay. So the psychological bent there is if you're neglected during childhood, you usually seek like activities that will compensate for that. So for me, it was like reading and programming video games. Those were the two things I did as a kid because my parents were busy getting drunk and fighting and whatever the fuck else, probably having affairs, all that shit. So I would read a lot and I learned, I got big into video games and then I'm like, I want to make my own video game. So then I started like programming, like I made one called Kill Bill Gates in grade 7, I think, where it was like a Doom game and all you did was shoot Bill Gates. It was fun. Yeah, the psychological bent is seeking something that would overcompensate for like the attention of a parent primarily. So in theory, if I'm possessed by a demon and therefore not living in my body, I can do gay things and it's not gay. Listen, you can just say you're possessed by a demon by that logic. I couldn't pronounce dissent until this year. You said dissent, didn't you? You said dissent. I know you did. Frankenstein's monster, but he's just made of 1,000 dicks. If you don't have people communicating with you and you learn by reading, you don't hear the words verbalized, no correct pronunciation. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you. This is probably why I'm a stage entertainer. Yes, also why back in the days where I was pretty, I was a model and actor and comedian and a bunch of other things. Right? You're ignored as a kid and you seek to make that up. You know, which is why if you're a parent or if you're thinking of being a parent, if you can't think of your life spending the majority of it paying attention to other people in addition, as opposed to people paying attention to you, then just don't have kids because you're just going to create a net negative. But I digress. That is our show for tonight. We're going to wrap it up because we flew past 2 hours now. I gotta call Crab's mom back. She's really worried about me. I haven't texted her back in a couple hours. And Crab has to also call his mom back.
Now I'm going to call Snow's mom. And we're going to go on a double date.
Yeah, it's true. It's the first process in us doing the cryogenic. We have to get permission from our parents. Hey, we wanted to get you both together here to let you know that we're gonna have our.
Bill, you are very entertaining.
Yeah.
I like what you said here. A body of dicks. Just cryogen. We should all cryogenically freeze our penises and then attach it into one body made fully of dicks.
Yeah.
I can get behind that.
We'll soak at our dicks, apparently.
Yeah. And then it doesn't count. It doesn't count. It's not gay.
It's true. It's true. Anyway, we have been down too long in the Midnight Sea. Oh, what is becoming of me? So
We're down bad. We're too down bad. We're too down bad.
So we're going to wrap this up. Thank you guys so much, as always, for tuning in to this special episode. Why is it special? I don't think it's special.
It's not.
It's not. None of them are. But if you haven't, okay. So mute is actually a really good thing for when you want to just cough into the mic. Just helping you out there.
Okay.
You heard it here on Prolepilled. Descent in Bloom does not have a dick. So it's good.
Do you want one? I don't need mine anymore.
Yeah, because it's frozen in a freezer. Can you imagine? Okay. Okay.
I'm going to keep it in a jar next to my bedside. I'm going to cut it off and I'm going to freeze it and I'm going to put it in a jar next to my bedside and I'm going to kiss it goodnight.
Okay, that's insane. But okay. Can you imagine? This would be the ultimate grift. This would be the ultimate grift. Hold on.
Your reaction to that? You were just not having it.
No.
Okay.
Can you imagine this is the ultimate grift? You offer like I feel like this would be like a prime capitalism thing the second they develop the technology for it. Can you imagine a grift where they're just like, yeah, we'll totally like cryogenically freeze you and then bring you back later. You pay a fuckload of money and then they just like take your frozen body and just throw it away and just pocket the cash. Because like the framework, the mechanism for like actually reviving you doesn't exist yet. So you're just paying them to freeze you and then they just throw it away. Or worse, they give it to like AI and the technocrats to like fuck around with. Any updates on the co-host search? We are still looking, but thank you for reminding me. We are still guesting people on the show. And we'll continue that process. We really want to ensure it's like a really good like third fit.
It's also like a dedication. Like it takes quite a bit of time. I mean, video editing's a plus. I mean, not necessary. But you just need to be you just need to fit the vibe.
It's a lot of
stuff.
stuff.
You watch this show, you know the vibe. So
yeah, you got to fit the vibe. What's up? How dare you? How dare you? Team Myriad of. How dare you?
It won.
Okay, well it only won because they wanted to troll me. Okay, they know what's up. Anyway,
okay.
We are still guessing people. We are still guessing people on the show. If you want to request a guest spot, and you might be interested in being, if you might be interested in being like a third here, we are still guessing people and kind of doing that process. It's going to be a little bit. It's going to be a little bit just because we're trying to find the perfect fit.
No, not perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, you don't.
Not perfect, but like just for not just for us, but also for like the person as well, because we want to make sure like this is the right fit for them. This is something they want to completely commit to. So we're keeping that process going. We'll keep you guys updated as we go. But as always, if you like what we do here, please check out our linktr.ee/Prolepilled. We got YouTube, Rumble, Kick, Substack, Telegram. Subscribe for breaking news and chat. Follow us both on the Reaction Factory. And as always, yes, that's correct. We are looking for a third. We are looking for a third person to cryogenically
freeze our penises.
We're looking for.
We're trying to build really what it is, a super penis. We're trying to build the biggest penis in the world that is really just a combination of a bunch of different people's penises into one.
That is the most clippable thing I think this show has ever produced. Okay. Thank you for ending it on that note.
Okay.
All right, everybody. Mwah. Love y'all.
Love you.
Have a good night. And remember, you don't hate Mondays.
You hate pickles. No, I'm just getting silly. Sorry.
It's okay.
I didn't mean to.
All right. Good night, everybody. And remember, we're looking and remember, everybody.
Fuck
trans penises.
Trans penises. Fuck Israel.
We'll end on that.
Fuck capitalism.
Hey, buddy.